So what do Canadians think about this memorandum of understanding signed between Ottawa and Alberta? Angus Reid Institute decided to find out. Let's welcome Sashi Curl, president of the Angus Reid.
And they tell a couple of different stories. I mean, in one way, you could look at the macro, the micro, and the super micro. At the national level, you talked about that stronger, how the stuff gets out to the sea. However, in British Columbia, you see that level of support is at 53%. So it's a slim majority. It's just over half. It does represent a really significant change in BC. Now, what you see is there's a lot more support among right-leaning British Columbians, a lot less support, in fact, downright opposition among those who would vote either federally for the Liberal Party or for the NDP provincial. Really, that part of the province that would stand to be most affected by the potential of a spill, that is where you run into a brick wall of opposition. So overall, just because the country wants it doesn't mean that
the tanker ban itself, do some of them support lifting it for this project? What did you learn?
Again, you don't have more right-leaning in terms of its politics. However, you do see, there's about 40% who either say, overall in the province, who say, look, either make an exemption for this one project. It really is on the issue of that tanker ban, because in BC, overall, the majority view at this point is to leave that
investment. And there's a lot going on here right now. What did you find?
Well, on that front, again, caution, I think, is the story, and other critical resources. Would you prefer to see that sovereignty remain in Canada, even if it takes longer for private tilting towards keep that sovereignty? And, now we're talking about a lot of different resources, and we're talking about a lot of different companies that are vying for potential ownership. Obviously, we're talking a lot. Okay, if there is a situation where there is foreign ownership, some countries are more, they should be Canadian dollars.
Interesting. All right. Very enlightening. Always good to take the pulse of Canadians and how they feel about